Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we found an entire vat of Mr. Hyde potion down in the mines. Not entirely sure why that is there. In fact, here's a better question. Why was Tweety down there? I mean, I know that miners used to bring birds down into mines so that if the miners hit any poisonous gases, the birds would be the first to die. Is that why Tweety was down there? Good thing this is only a dream. And speaking of, we have arrived at the Alps, and it is here that this is about to become a fever dream. Whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, I'll let you decide. Welcome to the Alps. Don't get squished. Although this foot won't actually squish you, even if you're standing right beneath it. It's just scenery. Although, it's also foreshadowing. Just like the sign is doing. So, good news, snowy level. I do in fact like snow. Bad news, it features one of the worst songs in the game. With apologies to whoever composed this. I mean, the composition is fine, it just kind of hurts my ears. Especially the final version. Not that the beta version is much better. Though I will say, we have another situation where the beta track has a lot more going on than the final version. There is more to it. That is a trend that I've noticed in this playthrough, comparing the new version with the old version. And the trend also continues with the final version having simpler audio quality. Oop. And I have no idea what the deal with these things are, but let's kind of avoid them. Okay, this part of the track isn't bad. It actually sounds kind of peaceful for a snowy area. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention that the randomizer could decide to randomly make it snowy here. I'm going to, just real quick, save state first off. Because there's an interesting glitch right here. Most of the puddles we've encountered up to this point, you could walk into and... oh, crap. You could walk into and take damage. This one, on the other hand, has a weird hitbox on it. It's only the most middle portion of it that actually is not physical, and you will sink into it and take damage, which I will avoid considering I was low on health. And then, upward we go. Watch your momentum when you jump. This thing is moving. You will lag behind. And also avoid the lightning shooting pitchforks. I'm pretty sure that is not normally what lightning looks like, but this is a dream. The good news is... The good news is I didn't take damage there. Don't know how. What was that song playing just then? It sounded familiar. Alright. There's health along the way. And a freebie 1-up. And there's an interesting thing about this section. You wouldn't know it, but we actually are auto-scrolling. If I stand on the front, we hit the barrier for the end of the area. If I stand in the back, it takes longer to reach that barrier that leads to the next area. So there's a speedrunning tactic if you wanted. In fact, if you were good at the timing, you could just jump right at it and get to the next map all the sooner. And speaking of the next map, welcome to a literal change of scenery. Welcome to Wackyland. This place is weird. This would also be the place that Porky winds up visiting in those cartoons I mentioned a little bit ago, a few episodes back. Porky in Wackyland and its remake, Do for the Dodo. In that short, Porky Pig was searching for the elusive Dodo, the last of the Dodos, because there was a big old reward for finding it. I can tell you right now, we are not going to find it on this run. Despite the Dodo being a starring role in that short, the Dodo is not in this game. You know what else is weird? I mean, besides the fact that there's a floating door up here. Back in Dry Gulch Town, we encountered a couple of enemies who are residents here in Wackyland. But they are not actually here in Wackyland, here in the game. What's also weird is our location. In the Porky Pig cartoons, Wackyland is located deep in Africa. The Alps are in Europe. So I guess in this dream, Wackyland decided to relocate itself to Europe. I mean, why not? Now this first section here is actually kind of interesting. It is definitely a section that you would want to explore, because otherwise, if you just wanted to go straight forward and get to the end, you don't have to do any of the jumping aside from this spot here. Otherwise, you just keep going right. The exit is directly to the right. Now, let me talk about the music for a moment here. Once again, another song that has been expanded upon here in the beta version. They go all in with the wackiness. Another trend I've noticed, and this is something that I've been kind of struggling to properly explain, how the soundtrack sounds in the final version of the game compared to the beta version. I've usually used the word like clear and simple, but no, I know exactly how to describe it. So the beta soundtrack kind of has this staticky sound. It is a low bitage, a low bit rate. Whereas the final soundtrack comes in two categories. Either it's Super Nintendo quality, such as the Haunted Forest or the Mines, or it is what I can only describe as freebie MIDI editor quality. For example, the Alps section of the Alps, or the river section of Atlantis. The beta version is more consistent in quality, even if the tracks aren't necessarily great. With that in mind, the final version of Wackyland is Super Nintendo quality, but I think I prefer the beta version. Hold on a sec. That was definitely one of those sections where you would expect there to be flashing cupcakes. So I'm going to try that again because I want to try to get more of those cupcakes. And yeah, I'm pause scumming, but I wanted them. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to reach 99 lives on this playthrough, but I'm going to try to get close. And this is a gap that we once again need to find our way across, and to do that we just go through the door. Oh, but there is a section in between. And the next section... Hold on a sec. Didn't want to get hit. The next section is where... level design gets a little bit more confusing. Here's the thing about this level. For the level design of Wackyland, they decided to go with nonsensical for the structuring. Not an issue if you're exploring, but if you're just trying to reach the end of the level, this level's kind of a mess. You know what else is a mess? Hard mode. You see all these flying ostriches? In hard mode, they shoot projectiles. Projectiles that are influenced by gravity. So while you're jumping through this section, for example, you have these balls just dropping out from the side of the screen. And this level is why I did not want to play this game on hard mode. Because then it really would be a nightmare. By the way, if you ever want an excuse to not eat your carrots, just tell your parents that the carrots might become platforms someday. You don't want to eat the ground beneath your feet, right? Oh, I just remembered something. Wackyland also has random weather. And it is interesting. I kind of wish I had thought to re-roll before coming into the Alps, because I would have loved to have shown it. Oh well, that's okay. I can show it off whenever I do the debug bonus episode. Oh! I want to point out the sound of the horse that pops... the sound that the horse makes when you use one of these scare platforms. As you would expect, the horse neighs. In the final version of the game, there is no horse neigh. They just replace it with Daffy's maniacal laughter in the Haunted Forest. And I don't mean that they replaced the horse with Daffy, I mean the horse has Daffy's evil laugh. There is no way to reach that heart. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, I know there was an enemy nearby that you could hypothetically bounce on, but... no, you don't bounce high enough to reach that heart. This door is an exit only. I could have got that heart, but the heart there... it's not like there's a hidden passage that leads to it. No, that heart, you cannot get it at all. So how's that for nonsensical level design? Oh, these holes cause damage. I should be jumping across them. What do you think it must be like living in a place like this? I mean, insane for one thing. It is called Wackyland. But I don't know. I feel like after living in a place like this for a while... well, I suppose if you lived in a place like this for a while, you would actually go crazy. Failing that, though, you would more likely just get used to the insanity. Also, that door I went through was the wrong way. And I already knew that, but I just wanted to demonstrate it was the wrong way. We actually want to go this way. And if this ostrich was shooting balls at us, you would definitely want to bop it on the way down. Oh, and then we come up to this section right up this way. Heart there, needed that. And you are not making it across that gap. We actually want to go down to this trampoline here. And I'm going to hold left real quick. Had I not held left, I would have landed directly in this door in the middle. So this section right here is a 3-door maze. If I wanted to take a shortcut through the maze, I would drop into the door on the left. But I will show you the entire maze. I say it's a 3-door maze, but it's actually a bit more than that, as you'll see. So, we went in the middle door. Now we come out the right door. You can tell because there's that heart. Now we go back in the right door. Wind up in an empty sky. And we're back at the middle door. There's that heart. Go through this door, and now we arrive at the left door. Had we gone in the left door first, we could have skipped those other rooms. Again, if we could look all the way to the right, we would see the heart over there, but, well, there's the ostrich that is flying down there. So, now we can go in this door. Eyeball soup for Halloween. And pop out of the left door again. Alright, back in the left door, and now we got multiple doors. Don't go in the upper door. It'll send you back a couple of doors. Go in the lower door. And we pop out the right door. Go back in the right door. And, well, I missed one cupcake, but that's okay. So, the 2 doors that I just avoided there, had I gone into either of them, it would have put me right all the way back at the start of the maze. Another door there. This level has a bunch of doors, and it also has some more poorly placed enemies. Alright, if we hop on up, we got a door to the right. If we go through the door to the right, we wind up in that door over the carrots. Don't fall. Wow, I actually avoided damage there. Now there is another door if we take those trampolines. Or that trampoline. That scare egg. I guess Porky's on a low cholesterol diet. But this door right here leads to forward progression. And there's another door that leads to forward progression. I'm going to reload state in a bit to show how to get down there. The first things first, I just wanted to come up here to show a little something. And hopefully not die in the process. Not that it matters, I'm going to reload state. And that would be why I wanted to just show this. I'm not entirely sure if this was intentional. I mean, it's Wackyland, so it could be intentional. But then as soon as it reaches that wall, it turns back. So It clearly recognizes that wall, but it doesn't seem to recognize this wall. Oh, I'm probably gonna die right here. If I do, I'm reloading state. Because... well, my immediate concern was getting sniped by one of those fireballs, but, that thing walked closer to the edge than I expected. Well, for the record, the end of the room was just past that guy. Now, I'm gonna lose state so that I can go to the other scare egg here. And I am going to hop up to this one up. You cannot reach that one up. Yes, I was holding the jump button to bounce higher off of that enemy, but this one up is impossible to get. And believe me, I tried to do a lot of research to figure out if there was some way to reach it. I looked at GameFAQs. There's only one guide for this game, and it doesn't mention this one up. I looked up a bunch of YouTube videos for this level. Half of them wind up going for the doors over there, not even coming up here. And of the ones that actually do come up here, they just immediately go to the right. Only a few videos actually show that this one-up exists. And those few videos that come over here cannot get over here. So, I tell you what, I'm going to put a bounty on that one up. If anybody can tell me how it is that you actually are supposed to get that, I will reply to your comment. Okay, so this section right here, there's a cauldron shooting fireballs up in the path. If this was easy mode, there would be no cauldron spitting fire. They'd just be walking around. But because this one is shooting fire, it is consistently blocking the path with damage. And there's another cauldron like it down further below. So, only way to get through this is damage boost and hope that I'm quick enough to not get hit by the fireballs from that cauldron. And there's a heart to make up for it. And that is how we get to the lower section of this path. We'll get a few one-ups, a few cupcakes along the way, and also one-ups, yeah. Well, I messed up there. I tried jumping for the cupcake, but I wasn't out from the little cubby hole yet, from the ducking portion, so I didn't jump. So it's like, oh, I'm still trying to jump. But by the time I did, I was too far along to make it back to the carrot. So, I got that one up, but I didn't get to keep it. Oh, wait! Well, I'm definitely not making it to 99 lives now. I was kind of wanting to watch that blue coyote again. Incidentally, Roadrunner and Coyote are not in this game. Yeah, I'm not watching it this time. Oh, and if I tried moving the camera there, Porky would have stood up and dropped through the carrot. Oh crap! I forgot I needed to do duck there. I'm actually not 100% certain it is possible to reach 99 lives by the end of this playthrough. I mean, Atlantis certainly helped, but there aren't that many one-ups left in the game. I want to say maybe 10. Cupcakes help, but I don't think there's going to be enough cupcakes to get me to 99 lives either. At best, maybe if I started on easy mode. that would have given me a couple extra lives. But otherwise, I don't think 99 lives is possible. Regardless, still kind of curious how many lives I can actually rack up here. Even if I've lost a few, we could say on a personal goal, what is my personal highest life count? Okay, I'm actually kind of curious. Where does it go? Oh, it just stays at the end. Well, we've reached the end of the Wackyland portion. Now we're back into the Alps portion. Which brings up the question, why is the level divided like this? Were they trying to make 7 levels, but they didn't have the time and or space, so they combined 2 of them? Alright, boss time. We got the Abominable Snowman, who wants to love us and hug us and squeeze us. However, while I'm definitely glad he likes pigs, he is unfortunately the kind of pet owner who would love his pets to death. Literally. So, we're going to knock him out. Now, the song that is playing... Actually, first things first. Why is he looking in the mirror? Okay, context. He appears in the cartoon The Abominable Snow Rabbit, starring Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, where they wind up in the Himalayas, and not the Alps. Whatever, this is a dream, which would maybe explain why the Abominable Snowman is vain, because he certainly wasn't in the cartoons. He also goes by an interesting name here in this game, Monster Max. I don't know where they came up with that name. As far as I'm aware, if he does... His official name is actually Hugo. As for the music... It's simple and frantic-y. It's actually a reversal of what has normally happened between the beta and final soundtracks. The beta track actually sounds like a beta track. In the final version, much better. Nothing epic, of course, but definitely has that Super Nintendo quality, and more of a threatening sound. By the way, this fight can be cheesed. I had been dodging the snowballs, most of them, but the ones that drop down, they won't even touch you if you stand on the far left edge of the screen. So I could have just stood here the whole time. Anyway, let's end this. Huh. Apparently, for the victory theme, the beta version uses the victory theme that gets used throughout the entirety of the final game. Well, aside from falling in a bottomless pit a few times, and it wouldn't surprise me if Wackyland actually had bottomless pits, that level definitely didn't go terribly. I mean, it's definitely one of the, well, the most annoying level in the game, for multiple reasons. Not so bad if you're exploring, and not so bad as long as you are not playing on hard mode. In short, your mileage may vary. Speaking of mileage, it appears that our final destination is literally right next to Porky's house. So, next time, let's head into that castle.